The United States has stepped up its resistance to CCP infiltration and is concerned about the dangers of the CCP's firewall. On September 28th, U.S. Undersecretary of State Keith Krach posted a video on Twitter calling on Xi Jinping to tear down China's Great Firewall. In 1987, President Ronald Reagan, in front of the Brandenburg Gate in West Berlin, called for the General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, to tear down the Berlin Wall, which has separated West and East Berlin since 1961.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
More than 30 years later, the Undersecretary of State, Keith Krach, standing next to the statue of President Reagan at the U.S. Embassy in Berlin, said the same thing to the Chinese Communist Party General Secretary Xi Jinping.
The Berlin Wall is gone, but a new digital wall has emerged. The Great Firewall of China. The Great Firewall of China separates the Chinese people from the free world, just as the Berlin Wall separated the German people from each other. Mr. Xi, tear down China's Great Firewall.
Jiang Jian, an observer of China in the United States, said that Krach speaking to Xi Jinping in such a special place delivers an important message.
The
U.S. government has clearly separated the CCP from the Chinese people. So how can the Chinese people know the evil nature and brutality of the CCP? Overthrowing the firewall created by the CCP is bound to be one of the urgent tasks for the U.S. government in the future.
Jin Chun, a former engineer at the Huawei Nanjing Research Institute, pointed out that the firewall built by the CCP is far more harmful than the Berlin Wall.
This firewall is the most evil wall. A person gets to know the world through all kinds of means. Because of the existence of this firewall, it could be said that all the ways through which Chinese people understand the world have been distorted by the CCP. Outside this wall is the real world, and inside is the world of lies. This is something that has never happened in human history.
The Chinese Communist Party's firewall has turned China into a local area network, which is not news to the world. However, the CCP virus broke out in Wuhan at the beginning of this year. The Chinese Communist Party covered up the truth of the epidemic by blocking information and suppressing speech, which eventually led to the spread of the CCP virus worldwide. In addition, the CCP is also trying to implement firewall and big data monitoring to other countries in the world. Krach had previously criticized the firewall for allowing data to flow in but not out, and let propaganda flow out but not let the truth in. Krach is not the only U.S. official who has proposed to overthrow the CCP's firewall. On June 1st of this year, the Conservative Action Project, a public platform formed by many conservative leaders, published an article co-signed by many political and business celebrities, experts, and activists. The article pointed out China has weaponized its internet into a system of mass surveillance, effectively turning it into a repressive information and mind control system. Breaking through these firewalls will be of critical importance. They called on Secretary of State Pompeo, granted to him by Congress in Section 7050 of the State Department's Appropriations Act, to partner with the private sector to develop technologies and initiatives aimed at cracking China's firewall. At present, some private organizations have developed some successful tools to help people drill holes in the CCP's firewall, such as Siphon and ACI. The GreatFire.org organization launched AppMaker, designed specifically to escape CCP's internet control. In addition, Falun Gong practitioners also developed the FreeGate app in unbounded browsers. VOA reported in August that U.S. government agencies and some other private organizations are stepping up their efforts to develop new internet anti-censorship tools to cross the CCP's firewall, promoting safe and online access and information sharing. Jin Chun said that it is technically feasible to bring down the CCP's firewall.
Of course it is possible. The U.S. not only masters technologies such as the root server of the internet, but also has the ability to develop various wall-breaking technologies. The United States is also actively developing space-based technologies such as Starlink, which can physically bypass the CCP's firewall and show the truth to Chinese people.
Jin Chen also pointed out that many Chinese who came overseas and were no longer trapped by the firewall are still ideologically imprisoned. Therefore, they also need to tear down the wall that the CCP has built in their hearts. Kratch's video resonated with many netizens on Twitter, and they left messages saying, "Thank you for speaking out for the Chinese. Act immediately to defeat the CCP."